Welcome back, TCG enthusiasts. My name is Alex, and we are here to talk some Metazoo secondary market. Now, if you're a member of the Metazoo community, part of the Discord, you know that talking about the secondary market is a big no-no. Well, you know what we decided? Screw it. We'll talk about it. So if that sounds like fun, smash that like button, subscribe button, sit back, relax, and let's talk about it. So just real quick, you guys, before we jump into today's topic, I wanted to mention very quickly that when we say we're going to talk about the secondary market, we're not going to be suggesting you buy or sell anything. We're merely going to be just giving you some food for thought, some topics maybe that we think might have an effect on the actual secondary market price. Kind of see, if we can get some discussion started, have our own little speculation station, if you will, and see where that takes us. So without further ado, let's talk about something that everybody's excited about right now, the Christmas promos. So if you missed it, we did open a box of these on the channel the other day. I highly suggest you check that out. It was a ton of fun. Now, we're gonna sit here and talk about a couple things that we think might have an effect on both the short and long-term value of these products in the secondary market. And without further ado, let's jump into the first thing, which is gonna be the availability and release. So the first thing we think will have an effect on the secondary market price is the way that this was actually released. So let's recollect that from Alex's point of view. All right, day of sale, promos go up. You have the two options that we described in the last video to buy. I'm sitting there mulling it over, deciding whether I want to, is this something I want to buy? Is this something I want to miss out on? Do I want to buy one roll? Do I want to buy the bundle? I don't really know. Well, I go home from work that day, pull it up to make a decision. Too late, it's sold out. Alex is crushed. So I got going to the secondary market. You can see these around, $200. They start out a little higher, but as time goes on, they start actually ending up in people's hands. The price comes down a little bit. I'm regretting it so hard, seeing people open these packs, wanting them so bad. I'm about to pull the trigger, just bite the bullet, pay like $200. If I can find a little bit less than that, pay that for the bundle, when an announcement comes out that they actually have some extra bundles. They gave some away, sold some at the recent convention. Well, whatever they had left over, they were putting it back up on the marketplace at MSRP. We weren't gonna make the same mistake twice. So ultimately, in the short term, all those people on eBay that were trying to sell it in that 190, 200 range, already without having to compete with each other, they're immediately having to compete with the Metazoo marketplace at the 140 price point. And ultimately that sale, while it did sell out in about 12 hours, that was 12 hours. So ultimately, if you really wanted this product, you were able to get it, and you were able to get it for $140 the other day. So ultimately, in the short term, I definitely think that will have an effect on the price. Let's slide into the second thing. So the second thing we're going to talk about is the pull rates. So when you look at the Christmas set, there really aren't any super chase cards, right? There's no old scratches, not that we know of at least yet, not that we know of. There's nothing really too crazy. So ultimately, I think Metazoo did a really great job of making this set accessible to collectors. And what I mean by that is that, you get a couple boxes and you have a fairly reasonable chance of completing the entire set, which is really awesome from a collector's standpoint. Now, when you look at the secondary market, it's hard to think that that won't have an effect on the secondary market, especially in the short term, right? Because, with these great pull rates, which is awesome feeling, you get to open packs and get to see all these amazing cards, the singles market will continue to get flooded with, more and more of these cards. So that definitely, more than likely, typically does have an effect on the market, especially in the short term. Now in the long term, as Metazoo continues to grow and more people, enter the game and become fans of the hobby, that big supply right now might not seem so big, 5-10 years down the line, but we definitely think that it's something that at the very least is going to have an effect on the secondary market price. So let's talk about the third thing. So the third and final thing we're going to talk about here today is the Christmas holiday itself. So as of the filming of this video, Christmas is like a week and a half away, right around the corner, basically. And ultimately, it's hard to imagine a world where the hype for these cards is going to be any higher than leading into and immediately following the Christmas holiday, right? It's only natural, as we get closer to February and March, and, they've given us little teasers of the Valentine's Day Chibi set and, the Wilderness set coming out shortly after that, lots of really exciting stuff down the pipe. And as that stuff gets closer, it's hard to imagine that, the hype for this Christmas stuff will remain as high as it is now. Newer is always exciting and better. So we really wanted to make sure we focused on, a couple of these things, brought these things to your attention, because we have noticed a lot of people, when looking to purchase this product, trying to make a determination of whether they think this is going to the moon in the short term. While we think it's an amazing, amazing product and we absolutely love pretty much everything about it, we want to make sure that we bring these factors to light, so when you're making that decision that, you don't decide to buy this strictly for the monetary gain, but more so that you decide to buy it because you think it's an amazing product and it has a place in your collection. So with that, we hope you enjoyed this little speculation station, and we hope you'll join us next time while we talk more about the secondary market. Until next time, guys.